What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We're here back with another how to BrickLink. This is episode 3, and in today we're going to be going over shipping and payments. That's two crucial keys of BrickLink. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So here we are on the BrickLink homepage. So first we'll go over payments. So you want to come down to edit store, then come down to payments. And then here is where you can connect your PayPal and your Stripe for credit cards and debit cards. So for PayPal, if you already have one, you can obviously link that one to your already existing PayPal. Or if you don't, I recommend making and setting up a personal PayPal, not a business one, because there's a lot more struggles with getting banned and PayPal holding funds. So I would recommend just sticking with personal, and then you can upgrade to business one after. And then if you don't have one and you're under the age of 18, you could potentially use someone else's PayPal, maybe.
Naughty, you teasing me.
I definitely did not do this for when I started my BrickLink. So then once you've got the PayPal account, then you can connect it to this by coming down to the store settings and then payments, and then connecting the PayPal, logging into it. And then here where you can see domestic and international, if you want PayPal to be only for domestic, you can untick the international one, and then PayPal will only be used for domestic orders and customers, and then vice versa. If you only want international, untick domestic and then tick international. And then here for Stripe, Stripe, I've found that you don't get as many orders with Stripe. I've only found about 20 to 30% of my orders are used by Stripe, and then the rest of the 80-70% is with PayPal. I know a few people who haven't actually set up their their Stripe. They're still doing great. So if you don't want to set up Stripe, you don't have to. It's a lot more lenient than PayPal. You don't get banned as much, or they don't hold funds or anything like that. I believe Stripe has slightly less processing fees than PayPal. And then again, with the domestic and international, you can tick and untick which one you want. I like to have both on. And then yeah, the same as the PayPal, you just, once you've set up your Stripe account, they will again ask for your ID. So if you're not 18, you could potentially use someone else's name, and then yeah, connect that. That's all done. And then if you come down here to currencies, I believe this is default. I don't remember changing this, but these are probably, I would say, the 6 most used currencies. So just use default. If it's not default, I'd recommend adding these 6. Okay, so that's all done with payments. Now we'll head over to shipping. This is where it gets a little bit confusing. I've got, 6 different shipping methods. You won't have any shipping methods, and to add a shipping method, you want to go to the shipping settings, add shipping method here, and then this first one, choose from shared shipping methods.
Nice job, team.
This is where you can choose shipping methods that other people have created. So if we click next here, we can see here people have created these shipping methods. They're not always right, especially here in Australia. Some of them aren't 100% up to date because Australia Post continuously changes and ups their prices for shipping. So if we go into this one, for example, next, yeah, I can already see $9 for 500 grams. This here is about $10.60, I think it is now here in Australia. So a bit outdated, but the rest of it's good. And then here, this is where you can make your own custom one, and then create and proceed. And then we can name it what we want. This is viewable to the customer, so don't call it something weird. So we'll call this Parcel Shipping. You can group them if you want. I will be putting this in group number 1. We can add a note, so it'll be like fast and traceable shipping in parcel. And then we can enable this because we obviously want people to be able to use it. Automated. This is the final price is shown at checkout, and orders are invoiced automatically. So this means that once they place the order, the money is deducted from their account into your account. For manual, you'd obviously have to go through like manually calculate the shipping, and then shipping and handling fees as well. So automated, that's good. You can also import the shared shipping settings like we I showed you just before. If you want a phone number when they purchase, you can get that. So if Timmy orders on your BrickLink store, you can tick this and you can get his phone number for shipping. And then destination. This parcel shipping will be for Australia. So that will be domestic, and we'll do it by weight band. So 0 to, I believe, 500 grams, and that it will be $10.60. And then add another band. Here at Oz Post, it's every 500 at the start, and then it goes up by a couple kgs. The next one I believe is 14 something. So for these shipping costs here, I don't know the actual price for it, so we're going to head over to the Australian Post website, which is the shipping I will be using. So they've got this PDF here as of the 3rd of April, which is like 12 days ago, and we want to find Parcel Post because we're doing parcels at the moment. Page number 14. Okay, I have found the prices. So you basically want to do this for the postage company you're working with. So if you're with DHL, Ozpost, what's some American, Royal Mail, I really don't know the international ones, FedEx. Yeah, basically whichever one you want to do, you want to go onto their website, find a PDF or an up-to-date information on the company that you're using. So mine's for Ozpost, and for parcels I'm starting off with. So up to 500 grams is $10.60. So 500 grams here, $10.60. I was actually right about that one. 500 to a K, 1 kg, $14.50. Okay, no, I actually was right about these. And then the next one's to 3K. So 3,000 grams equals 3 kilograms. And that will be $18.25. So $18.25 there. And the last one will be to 5 kg. So 5,000 grams. And that will be $21.95. $21.95. Okay, so now the shipping's all done and correct. This is where you can add order total discounts, shipping and handling discounts. You can also add insurance and tracking and handling fees. You can also add order restrictions, which I like a lot. So package restrictions, these prices are for up to 5 kg. So here you can actually add a max weight to 5,000 kg, 5,000 grams I mean. So that's done there. We can even say this in our little note up here for the buyers. Max weight 5 kg. So this is actually looking really good now. Parcel shipping Australia, got a note there. Let's make sure it's enabled. All the prices are right. Got some restrictions, so we're not having to message the buyer because something's gone wrong. And then you can also even add a weight margin. So this will add 10% onto what they ordered. So say they ordered a Captain Rex, 2 10 to 5 sets. 10 to 5, I did it again.
5011 to 10 to 5 and punch over.
10 to 4, I meant. And say that's just under 1,000 grams. So this 10% buffer will probably push it into the 1,000 to 3,000 grams, just to give you a bit of a safety net, just in case with all the packaging that you put in it, it puts it over that 1,000 grams. So then you're having to pay an extra, $3 something for that, when you could have just charged the buyer. And yeah, you can add insurance. I know Australia Post have insurance, so the first $100 is actually free, so we can set that by default. And then you can every $100 extra insurance is $2.50. So then 200 would be $2.50, and then so on. You can also add a handling fee. So then you can add $3 Australian plus 5% of order total. So yeah, you can do that if you want. I know some people just have a flat like $1.50 shipping and handling fee added to every order, but what I like to do is I like to apply an extra $2 for when the order is less than $4.99. So that means if you're packing a one by one stud, which goes for probably less than a cent. You're not just wasting all your time just packing all this for no reason. I like to add this to actually make it worth those small orders, because you do get a lot of them when you're first starting out. I also forgot to mention, for example, with that parcel one, if I wanted to make it an express one as well, I could just copy the parcel one and then head back over to here, find the express, the cost to ship at certain weights, and then because the dimensions and the shipping and handling should be still the same, so all you have to do is just copy this one and then just alter the prices for express. So that would probably be an extra $2, so that'd be like $11.60. This one would be $15, and so on. So that's another useful thing. That's what I did for my parcel and priority letter. So if we come back here, create one letter post Australia, and I'd recommend to start off in your own country. It's a lot easier, especially when you're starting off. You can get used to everything, because the international things are a bit more tricky. Here on the Australia Post PDF, I'll leave this in the description actually if there's any Australian people watching and they want to set it up. With the international ones, Australia Post has zones. So zone 1 New Zealand, obviously, because we're basically neighbors, and then zone 2 Asia, then the US, UK, and you definitely don't want to mess these ones up, otherwise you're gonna have to cancel some orders because they're pretty expensive to post those ones. But yeah, I'll just recommend staying in your region, or if you're in a smaller country, then you might have to sacrifice and learn a bit more about international shipping in your country. But yeah, starting off small is good, and then when you want to scale, then you can obviously branch out to other countries. So letterpost, if we go up here and find where letterpost is, letterpost, like the first one, 4 to 10, and here, a lot easier to find. So up to 125 grams is $3. So you can do the same again. I won't be ticking require phone number. So it's 125, what the heck, 125 grams, as you can see here, is $3. And then the next one is 125 to 250. That one was $4.50. And then the last one was 250 to 500, which is $7.50. And now that's all done. And then this is where you can add shipping and handling thing that I said for. So you can add $2 for when it's less than $5. And then you can add another max weight to 500 grams. And then here you can also add an adjustment to the package padding. So you can add it to be 320 by 240, 18, for example. So as you can see here, for the large letters, they can't be no larger than 260 millimeters and 360 millimeters and 260 millimeters, and can't be more than 20 millimeters wide or thick. So we'll change that one to 18 to give us, again, a bit more buffer room. Change this one, we'll probably put this one down to 220 actually, to give us a bit more space to play with. And then 320 sounds about right. So this looks pretty good. Could even put it down a bit to give you a bit more safety, because again, if it does exceed these dimensions, and especially the thickness, you'll have to upgrade to a parcel, which is a jump from $3 to $10.60. So you're paying an extra $7.60 just to put in that parcel. But the customers are pretty lenient, but you might get a few every customer that I've had that I've tried to squish it in that the depth. I've said I can't do it. Are you okay with paying a bit extra to upgrade you to a parcel? They've all been fine with it. They've agreed to upgrade to a parcel, and it's just been great. So that is pretty much shipping. Just one last thing. So one last thing is request a manual invoice. I've only got this set for domestic. This is mainly for if someone wants the exact price to actually ship it, and isn't just automatically calculated by BrickLink. This is really great for sets. So here, instead of clicking automated, you go to manual and then allow quote request. And then this doesn't really matter because it's all just going to be manually calculated by you. So that one's pretty easy. This little graph, well, this little image here shows you how many countries you ship to and how many percentage of buyers you're able to ship to. Here's the shipping policy. This is where you can describe to your customers your shipping rates, how much everything will cost, all your policies and stuff like that. So here I've got fast delivery, parcel shipping, worldwide tracking, insurance optional. I've got zone 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, so the customers can see how much it's going to roughly cost. Just a bold reminder to remind them it's in AUD because I'm obviously from Australia. I've got the shipping times by Australia Post. It may differ though. And then here I've got that exceeding $5, there'll be $1 shipping and handling fee, but if it's under that $5, you'll be charged $2 for shipping and handling fee, just to give me a bit of purpose to actually pack that one stud. And then here I just tell them about the packaging can't be more than 20 millimeters, and I gave myself a bit of room for the 450 instead of 500, how much everything is going to cost, and which ones have tracking. So yeah, that's basically that. I'll give you a look on my actual store and what that looks like. So if you come over to terms, shipping here, so you can see this in a better view. If you guys want to, I'll also leave my store in the description if you want to buy from it or get some inspiration with my terms and conditions. But yeah, that's basically payments and shipping. So I believe that is pretty much everything. If you guys have any questions about that, please don't hesitate to leave a comment and I'll try and get back to everyone who comments. Be sure to watch out for my 4th episode of How to BrickLink. I'll be going over inventory, how to obtain inventory and how to manage inventory and how to store inventory. So all about inventory. So if you guys are excited for that, make sure to leave a like and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.